Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing reading the first chapter, Glories of the Holy Name. The servant Jivas, desiring the trifling fruits in the hell of the material world, reject their master. But Krishna, knowing what is best for their welfare, force them to give up the enjoyment bhukti resulting from fruitive activities karma and the liberation mukti resulting from super speculative endeavors jnana, and as last bestows the sweet fruit of devotion to Krishna bhakti. It is only the mercy of the Lord who is made of pure mercy that he puts the jiva on the secondary path, which lets the jiva fulfill his material desire for some time, but simultaneously gives him faith in the process of bhakti. If it were not for the mercy of the Lord, how could the living entity ever become pure and enter their position of happiness in the spiritual realm? In the Satya Yuga, the Lord supplied the process of meditation by which the rishis became purified. Attaining purification, Lord gave the treasure of bhakti. Similarly, in the Treta Yuga, Lord arranged for purification by performance of sacrifices, and in Dwapar Yuga, Lord gave temple worship for purification as paths leading to bhakti. But seeing the pitful state of the jiva in the Kali Yuga, the Lord gave up hope in the process of karma, jnana, and yoga. In Kali Yuga, such troubles as short life, many diseases, decreased intelligence and strength afflict all jivas. Therefore, the secondary paths of karma and jnana, the practices of varnashrama, sankhya yoga, and jnana, mixed with a little devotional activity are too narrow and obstructive. The only result in Kali Yuga of this path is deviation from path of bhakti. Thus, if one takes to these paths in hopes of success in the Kali Yuga, life will simply become difficult for the jivas. The chief path bhakti and the holy name. Therefore, thinking of the welfare of the jivas in Kali Yuga, Lord descended with his name. The Lord descended and prepared the path, preached the path for Kali Yuga, the process of Nama Sankirtan. Since by this process the Jiva may directly achieve the highest treasure of Krishna Prema, which is actual happiness, it is called the major or chief path, as distinct from the secondary paths of karma and jnana. In this process of in this process, all the Jiva has to do is sing and remember the name of the Lord constantly. When the impure jiva takes up the process of bhakti for his purification, he is performing sadhana bhakti or devotional service in practice. When his practice reaches purity and perfection, sadhya, in other words, when the jiva achieves the prema bhakti, the activities of sadhana bhakti, hearing and chanting of the Lord's name, etc., remain as the activities of prema bhakti. The principal activities of devotional service are eternal. At the perfectional stage of prema, the means sadhana and the end sadhya or the method upaya and what is to be attained by the method upeya become non-different. Thus, there is no barrier or obstacle between the life and activities during training and at the perfectional stage. The holy name remains constant in both cases. In this way, jiva can easily transcend the material world. Haridasa continued, I am just a fallen, low person, so much absorbed in the sense objects. Being so foolish, I did not even take up your name, O Lord, with tears flowing incessantly from his eyes. Haridasa, the incarnation of Brahma, fell breathless at the Lord's feet. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura praised that whoever is able to take refuge in the Lord's devotees and devotional service receive the full effects of the holy name, which is a touchstone, yielding all desires at the time the name becomes the center of his existence. So next chapter 2, accepting the holy name. Gadai Gauranga Jaya Janava Jivana Sri Advaita Jaya Srivasadi Bhakta Gana. In the ecstasy of prema, Haridasa wept in the prema. Gauranga embraced him. Gauranga said, where is there such a devotee as you, Haridasa? You know all the spiritual truths and are at all time transcendental to material nature. By taking birth in a low family, you have shown to the world that obtaining Krishna is not dependent on wealth, honor, family, or refinement, but it is dependent on faith alone. Whoever has faith in the process of unalloyed worship of Krishna is greater than the demigods. You have understood the name is the supreme truth, both the means and end. You know the full glories of the name. You are ideal in your conduct of devotional service, achara. You are learned and skillful in preaching. Haridasa, I request you to describe the unlimited glories of the name, for it makes me happy when I hear those glories from your mouth. Whoever says the holy name even once is considered a Vaishnava, and the householder should be careful to respect such a person. But one who is constantly chanting the holy name of Krishna is even better Vaishnava, being endowed with all good qualities. And one who, by his very pressure, can make others chant the name in devotion is the highest Vaishnava. Now, describe to me exactly all the ways that living entities take up this name of Krishna. I think we can stop here. So, the first chapter talks about the glories of the holy name. So, in the today we heard about you know uh, so the servant jivas may try karma, liberation, or gnana, but those are not permanent. But at last, Lord bestows the sweet fruit of devotion to Krishna. It is the only mercy of the Lord, who is who made of pure mercy. And also we heard, multiple times in Satya Yuga, to reach one can reach the Lord by, applying the process of meditation. In Treta Yuga, performance of sacrifice are prescribed. Dwapara Yuga, temple worship, is prescribed for purification and path leading to the bhakti. But seeing the pitful state of jivas in this Kali Yuga, uh, the Kali Yuga has troubles of short life, many diseases, decreased intelligence, and too many distractions. So, thinking of the welfare of jivas, Lord has descended with his name, and only Nama Sankirtana is prescribed for this age of Kali, by which one can reach the Lord. And it also says, um, bhakti is like a goal as well as path. And second chapter talking about the accepting the holy name. Here, in the first verse, it talks, how Gauranga Mahaprabhu, glorified the Haridasa, that, Haridasa is this, knows all the spiritual truth and is always transcendental to materials, nature. And even though he took a birth in a low family, and he showed that, obtaining Krishna is not dependent on wealth, honor, or family, or, but only dependent on the faith alone. And here it says the supreme truth is both the means and end. With